You know that small rush you feel when your phone finally lights up, the tiny surge of hope that maybe this time the message will land the way you meant it. And the equal and opposite drop when it doesn't, when the bubble says read and nothing follows. Most people blame themselves or double down, writing longer, clearer, kinder paragraphs, as if the problem is that their care hasn't been fully understood. But what actually hurts here isn't love, it's bad incentives. When you chase in the face of vagueness, you teach both nervous systems the wrong lesson. She learns relief when she delays, and you learn tension when you try harder. You buy a few seconds of short-term comfort with a long-term cost, less respect, less curiosity, and a pattern that turns you into the supplier of pressure instead of the source of calm. If you want the pattern to stop, you need a clean pivot, a graceful exit that protects your attention budget, preserves her autonomy, and raises the quality of any future yes. Think of attention like money in a daily envelope, a dopamine budget. You don't have infinite pursuit fuel. Sleep, movement, meaningful work, real-world connection, and a sense of purpose are your deposits. Triple texting, clarifying monologues, and apologizing for existing are withdrawals. When withdrawals exceed deposits, your system signals scarcity, neediness, reactivity, impatience. That state reads like pressure on the other end, even when your words are soft. The paradox gets worse with intermittent replies. When she answers once after hours of silence, your brain gets a slot machine spike. Rare reward equals high value, so you push harder. But the more you push, the more the act of replying feels like obligation, not desire. Without meaning to, you reward delay with relief and punish timely replies by flooding attention. This is why a respectful, clean stop isn't cruel. It's the only move that resets incentives without games. A graceful exit isn't a tantrum, a guilt trip, or a silent treatment. It's a brief, honest close of the loop that tells the truth about your standard and leaves the door unjammed. It says, I value steadiness more than access. I won't buy closeness with effort. I trust timing enough to stop when the market is noisy. The structure is simple. First, regulate your body. Shoulders down, full breath, feet flat. If your system is braced, your words will carry static. Second, decide which action fits reality. Invite, match, or pause. If it's been vague and asynchronous for a while, you're past invite. Third, write one sentence under 18 words that closes the loop and names the standard. Fourth, send it once and stop. The power of the line isn't in fancy phrasing, it's in your willingness to live by it. Here's the spine of a classic graceful exit in early dating. I like steady energy. If timing's off, let's skip for now. Wishing you good things. Read that slowly. It communicates a preference, steady energy, without attacking her character, states a boundary that's about timing instead of blame. If timing's off, and exits with warmth. Wishing you good things. There's no punishment, no resentment, and no bargaining. You're not closing the door to get a reaction, you're clearing your calendar to respect your own pace. If she truly wanted in, but was trapped in ambiguity, this line creates the only condition where a genuine yes can return. A future that starts from steadiness, not convincing. When the dynamic is murkier, a situationship that's stretched thin by mixed signals, a different variation fits. Feels uneven lately. I'm stepping back. If it aligns later, message me. No pressure. Notice what this does. It names the pattern uneven without performing a trial. Identifies your action, stepping back, rather than demanding hers, and leaves an opt-in path that doesn't require you to hover. You're not withholding to provoke, you're exiting to restore the ratio between investment and return. If the dynamic is a relationship with history, sometimes the exit is temporary and deliberately scheduled. I want a steady, respectful pace. If that's tough now, let's pause and regroup next week. That sentence creates a container. A pause with a date is not a cliff, it's a calendar. It signals that you won't negotiate respect in real time during a flare-up. You'll schedule the talk, bring a regulated body, and protect the bond from impulsive reps that train fear. Why do these lines work? Because they collapse the performative parts of chasing, explaining feelings like you're selling a product, rewarding delay with attention, racing to reply in seconds to an hours-late message, into one calm decision. A graceful exit isn't rhetorical, it's arithmetic. If the rate of return is negative, you stop spending and you hold cash. And when you hold, your nervous system stops living on a cliff. Anxiety drops because behavior finally has rails. Your messages get shorter because you're no longer trying to win with volume. Calm becomes the baseline, not an act. And paradoxically, connections improve because people feel safer around someone who can stop without slamming. Of course, this only holds if your body matches your words. If you send an exit and then stalk, check, refresh, and rehearse speeches in your head, you're still spending. Posture matters. Sit back in your chair, hands unclenched, breath in the belly, jaw soft. Say the line out loud before you send it. Listen for edge. If you hear a covert accusation, edit until it becomes a preference and a plan. You never text back is an indictment that invites defense. I like steady energy. If timing's off, I'll skip for now, is a standard paired with action. Standards change behavior. Accusations change nothing. Let's run a live example. She's been playful but vague twice in a row, responding with emojis and a haha the next morning. You invite cleanly once, Thursday 7, Oak Cafe. 45 minutes. Up for it? She replies hours later, this week's wild haha. You answer, all good. If it frees up, text me by 5. Now 2 things can happen. Path A. She texts at 4:30 with a specific concession that fits your container. 5:30 works. You match her effort and confirm nothing more. Great. See you then. Path B. 5 o'clock passes without a plan. Instead of chasing, you exit the cycle. I like steady energy. If timing's off, let's skip for now. Wishing you good things. Then you actually pause. 3 days later, if you still feel curious and grounded, you can re-invite once. If the energy is still vague, it's a bow out, not a fight. Inside a relationship, the math doesn't change, but the generosity does. You still respect your budget, but your budgets are linked. A graceful exit can become a micro pause rather than a parting. I'm noticing I'm getting reactive. I'm going to step away and reset. Let's talk at 7 for 15 minutes. It's a small door with a time and a topic. You protect the bond by refusing to litigate during adrenaline. The nervous system reads that container as safety. Over time, both bodies learn a new association. Clarity equals relief. Space equals care. Boundaries equal respect rather than rejection. That is the whole point of a graceful exit. You are not performing independence, you are training steadiness. In practice, the biggest resistance to exiting is the fear of loss. What if she leaves if you stop chasing? Then you're buying truth at a discount. A connection that only survives on your overspend is already underwater. The exit reveals the real price. If she values the connection, she matches cadence when you stop hurrying. If she doesn't, she drifts without drama. Either way, you gain. You trade a future of managing someone else's avoidance for a present where your standards make your decisions. And yes, this is ethical. Manipulation hides intention. Your exit makes intention explicit. Here's what I offer. Here's what I need. Here's my pace. Healthy adults can opt in or out. If you struggle to hold the line after you send it, Wrap the exit inside a 7-day reset so your deposits rise and your urge to chase falls. Day 1 audit. Screenshot the last 3 threads and circle where you explained, filled silence, or replied in seconds to a 6-hour delay. Day 2, fix inputs. Sleep 7 to 8 hours, move your body, and do 90 minutes of deep work before touching your phone. Day 3, run the ladder. Invite once clearly, match cadence, pause without punishment. Day 4, make 1 admiration deposit in your relationship, 1 sentence about character or effort. Day 5, add micro novelty. Shift by 10%, new place, new time, tighter container. Day 6, the 18-word rule. Keep every text under 18 words for 24 hours and feel the relief. Day 7, review. If effort still isn't mutual, send the graceful exit and close the loop. Your aim isn't to win, it's to stop funding loss. Let's talk tone, because tone is where most exits break. A graceful exit sounds like a weather report, not a verdict. It's neutral, brief, and forward-looking. If your line carries heat, the other person will argue with your feeling instead of hearing your standard. "I'm done with this" can be true, but it's a fuse. "I like steady energy. If timing's off, I'll skip for now" is a boundary that doesn't invite a trial. Your warmth at the end isn't a trick. It's a sign that your value doesn't evaporate when you stop engaging. You can wish someone well and still walk away. You can love someone's qualities and still refuse their pattern. That combination, clarity plus grace, creates pull without pressure. The last piece is what you do after the exit. You will feel a vacuum. Fill it on purpose. Put your body where your standard lives. Go lift something, write something, meet a friend in the real world, take a long walk without your phone. Novelty sprints of your own, 10% changes in your routine. Refresh your system so your baseline isn't waiting. If you catch yourself composing a follow-up, read your line again. It already contains the answer. You said your pace, now live it. If they circle back later with steadier energy, great. You can re-enter from clarity. If they don't, your life didn't stall while you hoped. You kept your budget pointed at the people and projects that invest back. In the end, a graceful exit is a promise to yourself disguised as a sentence to someone else. It says, "I won't argue my value, I'll act like it." It says, "I won't reward delay with attention, I'll reward steadiness with presence." It says, "I'm not here to punish or perform, I'm here to build something that breathes." If you want a pocket reminder, keep this on a card. My attention is an investment. My rule is, invite, match, pause under 18 words. My exit is, I like steady energy. If timing's off, let's skip for now. Say it once, mean it twice, live it every time. Then watch what happens to your anxiety, your screen time, and the quality of people who choose your pace. When you respect your budget, respect has a habit of choosing you back.